My in-laws refused to attend my wedding until my father's toast exposed their secret. Picture this. You in your wedding dress, heart racing, ready to say I do in front of everyone you love. But the seats for your future in-laws? Empty, cold. And just when you think it is over, a single toast flips everything upside down. This drama unfolded in the heart of Napa Valley, California, where vineyards stretch like green oceans under the sun. If you've ever dealt with family approval, or lack of it, you'll feel this one deep in your bones. Before I spill more, hit that comment section. Where are you tuning in from? Country and city, let me know. Seeing spots like New York, London, or Sydney lights up my day. All right, let's step back into my story. Aubrey's wild ride from doubt to disbelief. I am Aubrey Thompson, soon to be Aubrey Harlan. Grew up in a cozy suburb outside Cleveland, Ohio, where Fridays meant high school football and family barbecues. Dad fixed cars for a living, hands always greased, but heart pure gold. Mom taught kindergarten, full of hugs and homemade cookies. Me? I became a high school English teacher, grading papers and dreaming big. Moved to San Francisco 5 years ago for a fresh start, landing a job at a public school in the city. That's where I met Jake. He was the IT guy fixing our ancient computers, tall, with messy brown hair, blue eyes that crinkled when he laughed. Our first date, coffee turned into wine at a North Beach cafe. He talked code. I quoted poetry. Sparks flew. 2 years later, he proposed on a hike in Muir Woods, ring in his pocket, knee in the dirt. Marry me, Aubrey? Simple, real. We planned the wedding for spring in Napa, those rolling hills, air scented with grapes and earth. The venue, a rustic barn at a winery, wooden beams strung with fairy lights, outdoor ceremony under an oak tree arch dripping with white roses and eucalyptus. Inside, long tables with burlap runners, mason jar centerpieces, wildflowers and soft pinks and creams. Menu, farm-fresh salads, grilled salmon or ribeye, wedding cake layered with lemon and berry, band playing acoustic covers, dance floor ready for twirls. Guests, 150 strong. My side showed up early, Mom fluttering in her lavender dress, pinning my veil with trembling hands. You look like a dream, sweetie. Dad in his navy suit, tie a bit crooked, giving me that gruff hug. Proud of you, kiddo. Sisters Emily and Grace giggling as bridesmaids in sage green gowns. Best friend Sarah, maid of honor, my rock since college, squeezing my arm. This is it. Jake's family, complicated from day one. Parents Margaret and Tom Harlan, upscale Seattle folks. Margaret's a retired lawyer, all pearl necklaces and pointed opinions. Tom owns a consulting firm, golf clubs his best friends. Jake's younger sister Lisa, 28, marketing exec, always posting perfect Instagram life. They live in a big house overlooking Puget Sound. Fancy dinners, yacht club vibes. Engagement news? Mixed. Jake called them ecstatic, but Margaret's email response, "Congrats, dear. When do we meet her properly?" Video call followed, me in sweats, them in blazers. Questions fired. My job? Teaching, noble, but stable. Family background? Ohio, how quaint. I smiled through it, but Jake noticed my stiff jaw later. They're old school, he said, pulling me close. RSVP came, yes, but cracks appeared. Flight's tricky. Tom S. Badney. Margaret's book club clash. Weeks out, confirmation call. We so sorry, Aubrey, health issues. Jake paced our apartment, phone hot. This is bullshit. Hurt flashed in his eyes. His mom always controlled the narrative. What hung in the balance? Our future. Love, yes. Jake and I were solid, building a life in the Bay Area, talking kids and a dog. But family fusion mattered. My parents poured savings into the venue deposit. His could have helped, but didn't he offer? Reputation. Whispers among Jake's cousins. Why the no-show? Pride stung. Me, the outsider from humble roots, not fitting their mold. Orgullo, too. I wanted Jake's hand without baggage. Day of, I woke at dawn in the bridal suite, champagne mimosas with girls. Hair up in loose waves. Makeup subtle. Glowy. Not caked. Gown. Off-shoulder lace. Flowing train. Hugging my curves just right. Jake texted, "Can't wait to see you." Ceremony at 4 p.m. Guests seated on white chairs, violinist playing canon in D. I walked down the aisle, Dad's arm steady. Jake's grin melted me. Vows, I promise to choose you every day. Rings exchanged, simple gold bands. Kiss amid applause, petals tossed, photos in the vines, sunset painting the sky orange, but empty chairs nagged. Lisa arrived solo, designer dress, air kisses. Mom and Dad send love, she lied smoothly. Jake's jaw tightened. Cocktail hour, signature drinks, lavender gin fizz, laughter, clinking glasses, my uncle toasting early. But tension simmered. Lisa hovered near Jake, whispering. I caught "Don't rush" from afar. Stomach knotted. Was it disapproval of me? My teaching salary versus their wealth or deeper secrets? Dinner seated us. Head table with bridal party. Speeches lined up. Sarah's ass. Aubrey spilled soup on Jake date 1. Love at first mess. Chuckles. Best man Mike. Jake is lost without her GPS. Literal and life. Warmth spread. Dad last. He rose, glass high, scanning faces. Room quieted, silverware paused. Lisa fidgeted, phone buzzing, air thick with anticipation. My hand in Jake's S, pulse racing. What would he say? Little did I know his words would summon ghosts. Flashbacks hit. Rehearsal dinner. Margaret's S, absence avoid. Jake defending me. Aubrey, S amazing, Mom. Her silence on calls. Tom S evasive emails. Pride warred with love. But here, in Napa S glow, hope flickered. Or so I thought. Dad began. To my daughter. Voice steady, eyes sharp. Something brewed. A storm behind calm. Dad's voice cut through the murmurs like a knife through butter. Aubrey, you've always been my fighter, he started, his Ohio accent thick, eyes misty but determined. The room leaned in, guests from Ohio rubbing elbows with Jake's S-Tech friends from Silicon Valley. String lights flickered overhead, casting shadows on faces. Jake squeezed my thigh under the table, his warmth a lifeline. But Lisa? She went pale, fork frozen midair. Let me back up a bit. The tension didn't explode. It built like fog rolling off the Napa Hills. Earlier, during cocktails, I'd overheard snippets. Jake's cousin Mark whispering to his wife, Margaret said Aubrey is not our kind. My cheeks burned. Our kind? What did that even mean? I sipped my wine, pretending not to hear, but it stung. Sarah pulled me aside. Ignore them. Focus on you two. As dinner progressed, plates of seared salmon glistening, laughter bubbling, the whispers grew. My mom noticed first. Where are Jake's folks, honey? She asked innocently, passing the bread. I shrugged, forcing a smile. Travel issues. But inside, doubt gnawed. Jake's hand trembled slightly when he cut his steak. They'll regret this, he muttered, his eyes, usually bright, dulled with betrayal. Lisa was the spark. She stood for a quick toast mid-meal, uninvited, glass clinking. To my brother and Aubrey. Pause there. Her smirk said volumes. Guests shifted awkwardly. May your love withstand surprises. What the hell? Jake shot her a glare. Sit down, Liz. She did, but not before eyeing me like I was an intruder. Comments trickled like poison. At the bar, Tom's brother Uncle Rick cornered Jake. Your mom thinks you were rushing. Girl from nowhere, Ohio. Really? Jake defended. Aubrey's everything. But I caught the exchange from afar, heart pounding. Nowhere? My family built lives from scratch. Theirs inherited silver spoons. Layer by layer, it piled on. Flash to the dance floor prep. Band tuning. Guests mingling. A text buzzed on Jake's phone. Margaret. Made the right choice staying home. Protect the family name. He showed me, face ashen. What name? This is insane. Tears welled in my eyes, mascara threatening. Sarah hugged me. They were jealous or something. Don't let it ruin your night. Cachichos everywhere. My aunt overheard Lisa on a call outside. Yeah, Mom's furious about the prenup thing. Prenup? We never discussed that. Jake and I agreed. No need, equal partners. But apparently, Margaret pushed it behind scenes. She's gold digging, Lisa allegedly said. Gold digging? Me, saving pennies for this wedding, teaching kids Shakespeare while they yachted? The air thickened. Guests sensed it. Conversations hushed when I passed. My dad watched it all, jaw set. He'd always been protective, the guy who scared off bad boyfriends in high school. Over cake cutting, lemon layers oozing berry filling, he pulled me for a hug. Something's off, kid, but I got your back. Jake tried diffusing. Danced with me first, twirling under lights to our song, Ed Sheeran crooning. Forget them, he whispered, lips brushing my ear, but his grip was tight, desperate. Lisa watched, arms crossed, then slipped out for another call. Returned with red eyes, arguing with parents. More daggers. Best man, Mike joked in his speech. Jake's mom wanted Harvard for him, got Ohio charm instead. Laughter, but forced. Eyes darted to empty seats. My pride cracked, reputation at stake. Whispers, in-laws boycotting, drama. Love tested. Was Jake worth this divide? Escalation hit during dessert. Lisa leaned over. You know why they were not here, right? Your dad is a business back home. My dad? What? Confusion swirled. Dad owned a garage, legit as apple pie. But her tone, venomous. Jake exploded quietly. Shut up, Lisa. Not tonight. Suspense built. Dad's turn loomed. He stood again, adjusting his tie, room falling silent. Forks down, breaths held. The band paused. I smiled nervously. What would he say? Toast to us, surely. But his eyes locked on Lisa, then the door. Wind rustled outside like omen. He sipped water, clearing throat. I've known Jake a short time, but love my girl fierce. Applause tentative, then pivot. Family's everything. But secrets? They eat you alive. Guests exchanged glances. My stomach dropped. What secret? Layer added, flashback in my mind, engagement party Zoom. Margaret grilled Dad. Your shop doing well? Odd question. He brushed off. Now it clicked. Snobbery, but deeper. Dad continued. Margaret, Tom, if you are watching this later... Wait, what? Lisa bolted up. Dad, no! But he pressed on. Tension peaked, hearts racing, whispers erupted. What is happening? Jake gripped my hand harder. Shock rippled. Lisa's face crumpled. Panic. The room hummed with expectation. Something big brewed, worse than absence. Emotional facadas flying. Betrayal, lies exposed. Calm before storm. Dad smiled at me. Aubrey deserves truth. Silence deafening, eyes wide. What truth could shatter this? The room froze in that suspended hush, like the world hit pause. Dad's words hung heavy. Aubrey deserves the truth. Lisa's chair scraped back, her face a mask of horror. Makeup smudged, hands shaking. You don't know what you were talking about, she hissed, but her voice cracked, echoing off the barn walls. Guests gasped softly, phones lowered mid-photo. Jake's grip on my hand turned vice-like, his knuckles white. My heart thundered. What truth? Dad didn't flinch. He pulled a folded paper from his suit pocket, the kind that crinkles loud in silence. Got this email trail from a friend in Seattle. Margaret, Tom, you refused this wedding not for health or flights. It was blackmail. Blackmail? The word landed like a bomb. Whispers exploded. What? No way. Aunt Emily clutched her pearls. Sarah's jaw dropped. He unfolded it, voice booming now, mechanicsy strength shining. You owe money, big money. That consulting firm, Tom, buried in debt from bad investments? My garage? You tried borrowing from me months ago through back channels. I said no, said save for your son's future. Then you boycotted, spreading lies about Aubrey being unfit to cover your shame. Lisa lunged. Liar! But Dad held up the printouts. Emails time-stamped. Desperate pleas. Loan us $50K, discreet, or we'll make trouble. Guests leaned forward, eyes wide. Jake stood slowly, chair toppling. Mom? Dad did this? Betrayal etched his face, deeper than absence. Revelation cascaded. Dad continued. They feared blending families, exposing failures, thought Aubrey's simple roots would highlight their mess. But I investigated quiet. Your secret S out. Shock rippled. Margaret's book club friend in attendance nodded confirmation, whispering to neighbors. Chocante, raw. I felt humiliation for them, but satisfaction bloomed, vindicated. Tears streamed. Jake pulled me close. Why didn't you tell me? He asked Dad, voice breaking. Dad shrugged. Wanted proof. Tonight is the night. Lisa crumpled into her seat, sobbing. The band conductor gawked. Servers paused with trays. Silence ensurdeciter, then murmurs, unbelievable. My mom teared up, hugging Dad later. Pride swelled. This man, my rock, exposed the rot. Jake grabbed the mic next. If you're re-listening, Mom, Dad, this ends. He hung up a called voicemail, Margaret's frantic denials playing tinny over speakers. Guests recoiled. Catharsis hit, applause tentative, then thunderous for Dad's courage. The aftermath crashed like waves. Shock blanketed the room. Guests frozen, forks midair, faces a mix of horror and awe. Uncle Rick, Tom's brother, stood red-faced. Tom never said... He trailed off, ashamed. Lisa bolted outside, phone to ear, yelling at parents unheard. Tears streaked her designer makeup. She returned defeated, avoiding eyes. Enverganados, exposed. Margaret and Tom. Calls flooded Jake's phone. Voicemails of excuses. Misunderstanding, but damage done. Whispers turned to support. Good riddance, my cousin said. Hugs enveloped me. Sarah toasted quietly. Truth wins. The wedding pushed on, stronger. Dance floor ignited, guests rallying, twirling us in celebration. Jake whispered, I'm sorry, love. We're free now. We cut deeper into cake, sweetness masking bitterness. Family ties severed. Partly, Jake blocked numbers that night. They chose pride over us, he said, eyes resolute. Consequences lingered. Next day, brunch at the winery, hangovers and talks. Dad explained more. Anonymous tip from a mutual friend sparked his dig. Couldn't have let them ruin you. Reconciliation? Partial. Lisa apologized drunkenly at after-party. Mom's toxic. Sorry. Hugs tentative, she flew home alone. Cut relations? With Margaret and Tom, yes. Radio silence for months. Jake grieved, therapy helped. But our bond fortified. Moved forward, planning honeymoon to Hawaii, no baggage. My parents closer, Dad the hero, reputation as protector legendary in Ohio circles. Guests left buzzing. Best drama ever. Some film toasts anonymously. Love endured. Us against odds. Stronger union, secrets purged. What happened after? Year later, Jake's parents begged forgiveness via letter, admitted debts, sought help. We met neutral ground, boundaries set. No full mend, but peace. Lisa? Allie now, spilling more family dirt over coffee. Wedding album? Empty seats photoshopped with vines, symbol of growth over voids. Tears dried, laughter returned. Night ended with fireworks, literal, over hills. Applause for us, for truth. Humiliation theirs, our victory quiet, profound. As the fireworks faded over those Napa hills that night, sparks dying into the dark sky, I stood there in Jake's arms, the weight of it all sinking in. The barn still buzzed with energy, guests dancing, laughter cutting through the earlier shock like a balm. But my mind replayed Dad's words, the emails, the exposed lies. It wasn't just a toast, it was a turning point. Families hide things, sure, but when they spill at a wedding, that's when you see true colors. Think about it. Margaret and Tom, with their Seattle mansion and polished image, crumbling under debt they never shared. They refused our day to dodge scrutiny, painting me as the villain to save face. Me, Aubrey, the teacher from Ohio, suddenly the threat? It hurt at first, that arrow of judgment. But Dad's revelation? It flipped the script, showed me pride's ugly side, how it poisons love. Jake held me tighter during the last dance, his breath warm on my neck. We were better without the toxicity, he murmured. And he was right. The consequences rippled beyond that night. Morning after, over coffee and leftover cake in the winery's patio, sun warming the air scented with dew-kissed vines, we unpacked more. Lisa, hungover in sunglasses, cornered us. I knew bits, she admitted, voice small, stirring her mimosa. Mama's control issues run deep. Sorry I played along. Tears again. Hers. Mine. Not full forgiveness, but a crack in the wall. She flew back to Seattle changed, texting later. Therapy for me, too. Small steps. Jake's parents? The letter came weeks later, postmarked from a rehab center for financial counseling. Ironic. We were ashamed, Margaret wrote in shaky script. Debt swallowed us. Fear made us cruel. Tom added a P.S. Forgive us or don't he? But no, Jake's happiness matters. We met once in a neutral cafe in Portland. Awkward hugs, boundaries drawn, no money talks, no meddling. Relations mended thin, like fragile glass, present but cautious. Jake grieved the parents he thought he had, but therapy helped him rebuild. Blood doesn't define family, he said one night, our apartment lit by city lights. My side, Dad became legend. Back in Ohio, garage customers asked for the toast story. Mom beamed, framing photos. Emily and Grace teased, our dad as a detective now. Reputation shifted, me from nice girl to resilient. Guests still message, your wedding? Epic. Some cut ties with Harlan drama, others sent support cards. What stayed? The love. Jake and I honeymooned in Maui. Beaches, no agendas. Returned to San Francisco, promoted at school, him coding apps. House hunt started, dog adopted. A goofy lab named Toast, nod to dad. Kids talked, when we re-ready. Stronger, yes. Secrets out, trust in. But reflection hits deeper. Why do in-laws clash? Class, fear, control. Mine taught. Communicate early, dig gentle. Don't let or gulho blind. Empathy for Margaret's fall, but no excuse for hurt. Our appendamento real changes things. Theirs partial, ours full. Ever face this? A boycott veiled in excuses, exploding in truth? It provokes. Choose partners wisely, honor roots. My inherited mechanic grit beat their facade. Message. Love withstands storms if rooted true. Humilisome fades, growth endures. Years on, anniversary in Napa, same venue, renewed vows private. Dad toasted again. To truths that free. Laughter, no shadows. Jake S. folks zoomed in, tentative claps. Peace, not perfection. Your turn. Imagine your day derailed. Fight or fold. Comment below. What secret would shock your family gathering? Spill thoughts, I reply. If this stirred you, subscribe. More wedding whispers, family feuds ahead. Like, share, bell on. From one storyteller to you. Thanks for listening. Until next drama. Now, pulling it all together in my mind, that day defined us. Empty seats filled with better, friends turned family. Silence after shock gave way to cheers. Catharsis complete. Suspense in life mirrors stories. Questions linger post-reveal. Did they pay debts? Yes, slowly. Lisa married, invited us. Attended, no drama. Circle men's. Final thought, weddings aren't endings, catalysts. Mine exposed cracks, built bridges. Provocative, huh? Family S messy. Embrace it. Hit subscribe for tales that hook heart to heart. Comment your city, your take. Watching from anywhere? You're in this Confident S circle now. See ya.